Hello Flickers, and today I am taking a look at the new Ghostbusters film. This was a worrying one for me, not because obviously the massive internet backlash, no matter how you felt about the film. We're always going to tell you the truth here, no matter what it might cause us, but more because I'm a huge fan of Saturday Night Live, and this film of course contains quite a few of my favourite actors from Saturday Night Live, including Melissa McCarthy, Kate McKinnon, Kristen Wiig, Cecily Strong and Leslie Jones. Well, now you know what, we'll get to the bad bits of the film first before I kind of give an idea of where I'm going. I mean, first of all, there are some cheesy jokes. It's not a huge issue. There are cheesy jokes in the original film as well. There are cheesy jokes in the second Ghostbusters. It was kind of part and parcel, but they're there. The ending is, I feel, a bit weak. It's kind of, it's almost rushed right near the end, which is a shame because the rest of the film was actually really well paced. There are cameos from some of the original Ghostbusters stars, and they're quite plainly fan service. They've not been written to be just anything other than fan service, and they're played out as fan service, and I feel they could have just been left out, really. You don't need to pander to the fans all the time. So, those are the bad bits, and yeah, those are pretty much for me all the bad bits, because this film is actually really good, which makes me very happy. It means I don't get hounded to death by rabid Ghostbusters fans, and it also means that I get to enjoy a film with some of my favourite TV stars in a feature film. They don't try to... and this is why I think this film works, and why a lot of other studios, when they're looking at old properties and they're looking to expand those properties, because they should never remake them, they should follow what Paul Feig and the writers have done on this Ghostbusters. They haven't tried to expand. They haven't tried to take what was originally there and just kind of remake it. They have gone a completely different way. Obviously, the basic premise of the film exists still. That's still the same, but they've taken it in a different angle. It's pretty much like if the whole film happened in another dimension and went in a different way, and that is a brilliant way of doing it. It means you've still got that original film. It's still there. It's sacrosanct, and you've got this one, and there's no reason not to enjoy both. Because that's always the problem with these things. You take a look at Carrie, the original, and Carrie, the remake. The remake was junk compared to the original. The original was a brilliant film. It had a lot of subtlety, which was completely lost on the people that rewrote it for the sequel. And you could never enjoy both. I mean, Carrie, the newer one, wasn't a great film, but it could have been an okay film. But because it's got that lineage, you're never going to really have to enjoy it if you enjoy the original. That's not the case with this one. It's not going to be, I feel, kind of the classic that the original was, but that's not the fault of the film. That's because Ghostbusters came out. It was a very new thing, really. It had a lot of quite unique things around it. It was definitely a film of its time, and that time allowed it to kind of spread out and get a lot of fans very quickly. Now you have to remember, Ghostbusters 2 was definitely not a classic like the original Ghostbusters, and this film was better than Ghostbusters 2. It definitely is. It's a better film in pretty much every single way. The the premise is very similar. It follows a couple of scientists who believe in ghosts, and they're trying to create an organisation to study them, and that kind of becomes an organisation that busts them. But rather than in the original film, where it's very much a business being driven out of this belief in ghosts, this is kind of where they've literally start busting the ghost, because it becomes a necessity more than a kind of way of making money, which just feels like a very much more realistic way of dealing with, of how scientists would deal with these things. So yeah, it's kind of hard to know what to say. It was a genuinely funny film. It definitely stands up on its own. Apart from the cameos, which again they could have just left out entirely. It went completely its own way. It didn't rely on the franchise really to hold it together. The one thing they definitely could have done without is there's partway through they kind of play a like a remixed version of the original Ghostbusters theme, and I thought it was awful. I mean, I am an old fart, so it could be partly that, but it definitely it just kind of felt like it was done for we should play the theme tune, but we should make it up to date as well. And you don't need to. If you'd played the original, I think that would have been fine. But you could have just stayed away from it entirely and just gone again, used your own theme tune. I mean, they changed the subtitle of the film. It's not Who You're Gonna Call anymore. So they could have left out the theme tune entirely. There was no reason to get there. Ecto One, the car is very much there in spirit, but it looks much more like a hearse than Ecto One in the original film did. So, and it's also never called Ecto One in the film that I remember. Pretty sure it doesn't. But it was it's enough different that it's its own thing, which I'm sure the inevitable toy bonanza will love. But yeah, like I say, other than that, it's definitely its own film, which I think is probably a good thing for a lot of reasons. For one, it means that there can be sequels, and I'm looking forward to there being at least one sequel, because everyone in this film was just so perfect. The chemistry between them was perfect. They've left a lot of room open for there being a sequel as well. Hopefully it does well enough at the box office. I'm sure it will. It definitely deserves to anyway. Yeah, to say, I mean, I highly recommend it. I'm kind of a little flabbergasted, because I was so wishing this film was going to be good, and then it turned out to be good. So many times in the past when I've kind of fervently wished for a film to be good, and it hasn't been. It's been such a huge disappointment, and so it's almost like, well, I don't know what to say now that this one isn't a disappointment. I just want to think of Paul Feig. You are completely rubbish at trailers, but you're brilliant at films. I'd prefer it to be that way around, definitely, so that's not a problem. But we do have to keep remembering whenever he kind of releases a trailer and it's not very good, that he just isn't very good at them. And the film probably will be quite good. Fantastic film. Go and watch it. Go to the cinema immediately and watch it. It is definitely worth that. I will be buying the DVD, and I will be looking forward to the sequel, inevitably, when it comes out. What do I give it? I will give this a 4.2 out of 5 flicks. If it didn't have the cameos in there, I'd probably get it higher. I mean, it was nice to see them, but they kind of detracted away from my enjoyment of the film. Anyway, thanks for watching. Yeah, go and watch it. Bye, Flickers.